Hello, everyone. I'm Marla Stiggles. I work in the Communications and Marketing Department here in Crowley ISD. And today I'm joined by School Board member Dr. Tonya Woodson-Mayfield. Dr. Mayfield has helped us share the stories of other breast cancer survivors this week, but today we're going to hear her story. Welcome, Dr. Mayfield.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure being here.
As a school board trustee, you do a lot of listening, but today we want to hear your voice and hear your story. I didn't even know you were a survivor. Can you tell us, how was your breast cancer discovered?
Well, I was 43 years old. I graduated with my doctorate degree in December of 2013, and my sister graduated just a couple of days later with her bachelor's degree. So we were in the planning process for our graduation parties. We're going to invite friends, sorority sisters, church members, family, all, everybody. It was going to be a big deal because we're both celebrating, putting our pool of resources together. And I got the phone call on my birthday, in the middle of planning for my graduation party. And the person on the other line, she had a really beautiful, soft voice. And she said, the first thing she said, she asked me who I was, I told her. And she said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Yes, I'm actually working from home today, so I'm sitting down." And then she asked me, if anyone, was there. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And then that's when she told me, she says, well, we did find cancer. And so I was like, what do you mean? Well, she said, well, the biopsy, and she was giving me some history. And then she shared with me the diagnosis. And I said, I took a pause, really took a pause. And then I just broke down. I said, you can't be telling me this. It's my birthday today. And she says, oh, I'm so sorry. She again asked me, is there anybody I can call? Is there anybody around? And I said, I can call my mom. And I mean, when I say cried, I wept, I sobbed. I couldn't even talk clearly. And that's probably sounding selfish because it was my birthday, and I was like, how could this happen on my birthday, January 14th? And that was 2014. It just so happened that my driver's license was due. It had expired, so I was due to take my picture that day. But I called my mom. I called my husband. He was at work. I called my mom. And I was just crying. Honestly, it was such a blur. A lot of this was a blur because it was almost like those, the life flashing before your eyes and wondering what's next, and trying to figure it all out, because that's me. It's just like, I want to figure all this out, but I can't because I'm so consumed with hearing that. So that was the first part of my journey, is learning, and then the experience going to the driver's license place and having to take my picture. I was like, please don't let me take my picture today because I can't. I just found out that I was diagnosed, and I couldn't stop crying. The lady said, I'm sorry, you can't keep the same picture. You have to take a new picture today.
Wow.
And so my driver's license that I had for the next 6-7 years, I was crying on that driver's license. I couldn't even regain my composure. So I did take some time and then started, calling other people. But that was the first part of discovering.
Is there any history of breast cancer in your family?
None. And my mom is faithful about going to her appointments.
Wow.
I mean, literally faithful. And so no history there, no history with my sister. I could say I was in denial a little bit, trying to figure out, what happened, what did I eat, what did I do, what lifestyle, what would have triggered this. That's what I was going through.
And your doctors did not require chemo nor radiation.
Right.
But you opted for a double mastectomy.
Yes, because the lumpectomy was definitely needed.
Okay.
In the left breast. But I opted for the double mastectomy. What I was sharing with my doctor is that I didn't want to have to come back again. I was like, I'm not going through this again. But at the same time, I also opted for reconstructive surgery, and it was a 13-hour surgery.
13-hour surgery.
13 hours. Thankfully, I have a really strong support system. My mom and my sister are my rock. And after surgery, I couldn't move for a few days, but then even when I began to start moving, I couldn't stand straight. It was very, very painful, but my mom was there every step of the way, cleaning and washing me up and, bathing me and helping me. I couldn't, raise my arm. She was just there. My sister was there. Beyond that support system, I had sorority sisters, I had church family, some colleagues from previous work. And it was, just having that support system was amazing. There were two individuals that really, really were instrumental. I mentioned my mom and my sister, but there are two sorority sisters that I don't know that I would have made it without them. They were going through at the time. And
through breast cancer as well?
As well. And had been battling for some years, and they have since passed on. But I remember, I think I sat on the phone with one of them for 3 hours just talking, and they were sharing their story and encouraging me, and then introducing me to other people, and just your network continued to grow.
How do you feel about being a survivor?
I'm thankful. That's ultimate. You take life for granted over the years. There was one person I remember when I joined my church years and years ago. Right after I joined, she passed away, and I knew her family. I knew her, but I knew her family more. And she passed, and that experience of knowing just one person, but it took many, many years for me to encounter someone else. And one of the people that I did encounter was an associate of mine who we became really dear friends. We're still dear friends to this day, and she was going through. And hers was very aggressive. She did the chemo, she did the radiation, shaved her hair, she had to do surgery. She went through it all. And so at that time, I was learning how to support someone. Well, I didn't know with me comforting her that it would be not long after that I'd experience and have my own story. So I do know that we go through these things, or at least I realize that we go through these things, not for ourselves, but for others, and what we can do to help others and comfort others. And so, it's almost like, pay it forward. That's what I ask others, as I'm going through and I'm helping you, you find someone else that might be going through or struggling, reach out to that person. And I think as a survivor, that's a mission. It's a mission. So I'm thankful to be able to say that, but it is a mission to continue helping others who are going through.
What would you say directly to the Crowley family as one of our trustees and a leader here, a leading voice in our district? What would you say directly to the ladies and gentlemen of Crowley ISD?
I would say, first of all, thank you for supporting. Thank you for allowing us to be who we are, to express in our own ways what this means to us. Appreciate them and the supporters. I would also say for anyone in Crowley ISD, take the advice that you've been hearing. Again, we're not medical doctors, we're not medical advisors, but hearing our personal journeys, our personal stories of not waiting. Early detection is important. use the resources that are available to you. We've heard about what's available, and take advantage of those. But really, thank you. And then if you find that someone is going through, allow them that grace and be supportive.
Act like a family.
Work like a team. Yeah.
In Crowley ISD, we're a family and we take care of each other. That's why we're sharing these survivor stories, and it's why we hope you'll visit our website to find more information and resources about breast cancer. You'll also find a place there to honor those who have been impacted by this disease. Together, let's continue to fight and continue to hope.